is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. Welcome to today's live stream. We're back. It's been a little while. I think this is my first stream in like a week, so good to be back. Looking forward to hanging out with you guys and talking Scream theories as usual. We can also get into some other horror talk if you want. We can talk about Dexter, Yellow Jackets, upcoming horror movies. So if you have anything you want to talk about, you can start dropping in the chat and I will get to it in a moment. Excuse me. I also do just want to say I set a goal in the chat. If we get 10 $5 super chats within the hour, we'll go for an extra 30 minutes. So keep that in mind. If you're feeling generous today and you want to throw out a super chat and help us reach the goal, that would be great. Also, it guarantees that I see your comments. Sometimes it's hard to like keep up with the chat. Sometimes we get a lot of people in here. I see we have 20 people here right now. So thank you so much for hanging out with me. But yeah, I try my best to get to everyone. Sometimes it's hard. So if you want to guarantee that I see your comment, you can send in a super chat. And I see we have our first one from Percy. Thank you, Percy. Yes, long time no see. It's been about a week since my last stream. I hate going a week. I like to do multiple streams a week, but this week just got crazy. Like sometimes things come up. That's why I always say, like, make sure you guys turn your notifications on so that you don't miss the streams, because I don't typically plan things ahead because I just never know when stuff is going to come up. But thank you, Percy. I appreciate you being here. Thank you for supporting the channel. And let's get into it. We have King Matthew here. What's up? You said, how are you today? I'm good, thank you. My prediction for Scream 8 is it's going to be like Scream's version of New Nightmare, except the OG Screamcast fight a Ghostface fan. That would be interesting to see. I'm definitely on board with the whole New Nightmare idea. Just definitely not for Scream 7. I know a lot of people are, some people are like theorizing that Scream 7 is going to be New Nightmare. I don't want that to be the case for 7. We definitely have some things to wrap up first. But yeah, for Scream 8, like you said, I would like, well, honestly, you guys know that I want Scream 7 to end on a cliffhanger to bring us into Scream 8. So I would be on board for New Nightmare for like Scream 9 or 10. Definitely one day. Hey, Joshua. I actually didn't live stream yesterday. You're probably referring to my video that I posted yesterday. I premiered it sort of like a live stream, but it wasn't a real live stream. But yeah, sometimes YouTube does not send out notifications, which is super annoying. I don't think it glitches that often, but it does glitch sometimes. So that's unfortunate. But in case anyone here is not aware, I put out a new Scream video yesterday and today. So after the stream, after we hang out for a little bit and talk some theories, please go check out my 2 recent videos. They are Scream related videos. I would greatly appreciate it if you can give them a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. Definitely like interacting with my videos helps out the channel, helps pump out the videos to more people. So I appreciate when you guys interact with all of my videos. Speaking of which, please, if you have not done so yet, give this stream a like. I see we have 28 people here right now. I appreciate you guys. So hopefully we can get 28 likes right now. Because then YouTube like pumps it out to other people. So Matthew also says, my prediction for the new I Know What You Did Last Summer film is Ray will be the fisherman killer because he wasn't attacked as much in the first 2 like Julie and the others were. That is interesting. That would be quite the twist. I don't know though. I don't know how likely that is. But definitely would be a twist that I don't know if I would see it coming. Hey, Alex. How you doing? Glad you made it to the stream. We also have Flips here. What's up? Alex says Scream 7 will be released in 289 days from today. Approximately 6,936 hours. That's crazy when you think about it in terms of hours, but 289 days in my mind is like not that much. I always say to you guys, it's gonna fly by. The fact that we're already in the 200s, before we know it, it's gonna be less than 200. We're gonna be in the 100s, and then the countdown is really on. Hey Ray, you said I have a silly theory. Let's hear it. Hey Shaggy. Alex says late at night, Sydney returns to her house only to discover that her daughter is gone. Plus, there are signs of a struggle. Ghostface then calls Sydney, telling her that her daughter was abducted. Ghostface tells Sydney to come to the location in which her daughter is being held. And as soon as Sydney has arrived, the final act begins. Yeah, I like that idea. Something that I've always said is I think this could be a good way to get Sydney to Stu's house. Like, you know, I I love when Scream takes place in Woodsboro, and I know it's been done before, and a lot of people don't want to see us go back to Woodsboro. Um, but I always say like the Halloween franchise, every single Halloween movie takes place in Haddonfield, and no one complains about that. Um, And with Stu's reveal, which you guys know, I think Stu's the grand reveal at the end of 7, I would love to see it happen at his house. Which obviously, like, they already did that in 5. So, and, you know, would Sydney go back to Stu's house again? Probably not, unless Ghostface kidnaps one of her kids. So, I don't know. Hey, Climinator. Glad you could make this one. I know you've been, like, not able to make the late night ones. And right now it is 4:40 PM my time. So glad you could make it. You said you have a theory, so I will look out for that in the chat. Hey, Danny. I'm good, thank you. I hope you are too. Hey, Joshua. Thank you so much. I seriously appreciate this. I appreciate all you guys being here and constantly supporting the channel. Hey, Oliver. Hey, I'll be right back. Yeah, I heard Nev Campbell is going to, like, voice an X-Men character in a cartoon. That's cool. Hi, RJ. Thank you. Yes, I did dye my hair. Let's see. Joshua says, now that we have Stu confirmed, Jill is going to be next up to bat for conspiracy reprisals. Keep hearing from the less in the know that it is possible for Jill. They don't believe. I think it's possible. How likely is it is really the question. You know, the original plan was for Jill to survive. I would love for her to still be alive. I think after Stu, she is definitely the most likely Ghostface to be alive. So I don't know. Will they do it? I always say a lot of fans already have a hard enough time wrapping their head around Stu being alive. So for them to bring back 2 Ghostfaces might be a little insane. I think it could work. As long as it's done well, I think it could work, but they might think it's a little crazy. We have Stu is alive in the chat. Welcome. We have a super chat from Zork. Thank you, Zork. You said an update on my application to attend the Federal Law Enforcement Training Center. I got scheduled for my structured interview next month. Nice. Congratulations. I'm happy for you. That's exciting. Um, a great accomplishment, and I hope it goes well for you. Thank you, Zork, for always supporting the channel, always being here in these live streams, and for moderating. I greatly appreciate you and all of my moderators who might be here right now. I haven't gotten to the whole chat, so I don't know if there's more of you, but I appreciate all my moderators. Again, congratulations, Zork. Thank you for the super chat. All right, Ray's theory, silly theory that you said, was the reason why Deputy Perkins and Ross were able to be tricked and lured away from Olivia's by Charlie Walker is because Judy's lemon squares had some Woodsboro Kush in them. Oh my god, imagine Judy was serving up some pot lemon squares. That would be so funny. Hey, Carl. Yes, I am good, thank you. I hope you are too. You also said, I wonder if Scream 7 will have multiple time jumps throughout the movie, enabling past characters to return, showing PTSD in Sydney's character, perhaps. I don't know. That would be interesting. Definitely something new that we haven't seen before. I don't know. Like, every Scream movie tends to take place over the course of like 3 days. Every movie is no longer than 3 days. So I've always said it would be interesting to like get it over the course of a few weeks or a few months. But yeah, imagine if imagine if it was a bigger time jump, like a year or two. I don't know if they would ever do that. Have you ever noticed the opening scene of each Scream hints to something that will happen in the next film? First film had a couple preparing to watch a film. Second had a couple watching a film. Third was taking part in a film. Fourth was hinting about toxicity in reboot fans. Fifth was about a couple trying to make a requel. Sixth was about being something new but not changing anything. Ooh, that is quite interesting. No, I hadn't really thought about that, but that actually makes sense. Interesting. Thank you for pointing that out, Climinator. And I'm glad you could make this stream. I know you've been like asking when's my next stream, because you can't always make them. Let me see. We have another super chat from Silver Princess. Thank you so much. You said if Five Nights at Freddy's 2 was able to hide McKenna Grace's role until the trailer release, then Scream 7 could be doing the same with Emma Roberts. That is true. I mean, who knows? Like, it's possible. Like with Scream 7, there were apparently spoiler reports. Like, David Arquette said his return was supposed to be a surprise. Same with Matthew Lillard. But there was a spoiler report, so they chose to announce it themselves. But then I said, like, with Matthew Lillard, at least, we did not get any leaked photos of him on set, which was my concern, that we would see photos of him on set, but that never happened. Even though there was a spoiler report, like, when it comes to verbal rumors, you just don't really know what to believe until you see actual proof. So yeah, maybe with Emma Roberts, they're at least trying to keep it a secret for now. there's gotta be some more surprises because, um, to tell us about Scott Foley and Matthew Lillard and then David Arquette, it's like, come on, we have to have some surprises left. I would love to see Emma Roberts again, whether she's alive or a flashback or whatever. Like, I would just love to see Jill Roberts on screen again in any way. So yeah, hopefully they're keeping it a secret. Thank you, Silver Princess, for your super chat. We are working our way towards the goal. We have 2 out of 10 $5 super chats going for the goal. So if you're just popping in and you didn't hear me say it in the beginning, I have a goal going in the chat. If we get 10 $5 super chats within the hour, we will go an extra 30 minutes on stream. Hey, Eunice, you have been a member for 11 months. That is amazing. Thank you so much for your continued support on the channel. I'm glad you could make this stream. And you said, has Jack Quaid's return been confirmed? It has not. Other than what Jack Quaid said on that red carpet, we haven't heard anything, but I think that was super suspicious. He was asked, like, is there any chance we could see you in Scream 7 with all these other characters returning? And he said, I don't know yet, but I'm going to keep my mouth shut on that. Like, what does that mean? He could be one of the many surprises that they're hopefully keeping secret. So no, it hasn't been confirmed, and I wonder if we're going to get any more announcements or if we're beyond that at this point. Like, whatever's left, whatever surprises are left, are they trying to keep it a surprise at this point? I hope so. 41 weeks left. Let's go. 41 weeks until Scream 7. I read somewhere that Kevin Williamson wanted to pay tribute to Sarah Michelle Gellar's character in Scream 7. That would be insane to see a reference to her character from 2. I hadn't heard that. Where did you read that? I'm curious. That would be cool, though. I love Cece Cooper. I wish we got a couple more scenes with her. And we have a second super chat from Silver Princess. Thank you so much. You said, fun fact to the Roman stands, rumor has it was actually Neve Campbell who wanted Scott Foley to come back. Interesting. I had not heard that. But that's cool. I love that. I think, didn't she say during Scream 5's promo that Roman was her favorite Ghostface? That's cool. He's not my favorite, but I can appreciate him. But that's cool if she kind of like fought for him to return. Thank you so much, Silver Princess, for your super chat. We are now 3 out of 10 for the goal. If we hit the goal, we'll do an extra 30 minutes on the stream. Hey, Alvaro, thanks for stopping by the stream. And thank you for being a channel member and for your continued support on the channel. Oliver says, I can't wait to get Scream 5 and 6 on DVD on my birthday. That is an amazing birthday present. I only have Scream 3 on DVD. I'm slacking. I need to get the whole franchise. Hey, Denisha. Thanks for being here, and thank you for moderating. I'll be right back says, I really don't want to see a new Nightmare Scream. It's so fantastic the way it is. I want to stay in the fictional world of it and wouldn't like to see it be taken out of that. I get where you're coming from. I do think for me at least, it would be interesting to see one day, as long as they continue to do, like, the fictional movies. Um, but yeah, I get it. What about a return to Casey Becker's house instead? That would be pretty interesting. What if we get to hear from her parents? Like, what are they up to? That that scene with them discovering her body is, like, insane. Um, and the mom's reaction, that scream, man, that scream haunts me. Um, so yeah, what if we get to see her parents again? I mean, they're kind of a part of this from the beginning, so that would be interesting. Hey Paula, glad you can make the stream. It would be wild if eventually we got a Scream movie in Sydney, Australia. Welcome to Sydney in Sydney. That would be funny. Imagine we leave the country at one point in the franchise. Some people were speculating that Scream 7 could have taken place in London. That was kind of more when, like, the Carpenter sisters were a part of it. Um, because Christina Carpenter was apparently on business in London, although I don't know if she really was. She was probably off with Stu somewhere. You guys know my theories. Alex says, since Scream 7 will focus on Sydney and her family, do you think that it will be a lot better than it would have been if it had focused on Sam and Tara? Um, I don't know. Probably better, yes, because I've said, like, Sydney's the heart of this franchise, and I missed her being the focus in 5 and 6, but I did really enjoy the Carpenter sisters story. So a part of me is super bummed that we don't get to see that in 7. Um, but I'm so excited to see Sydney's story continue, especially with Kevin Williamson directing. Like, I think this movie is going to be so good. I think it's going to make 5 and 6 look like terrible movies compared to it. Don't get me wrong, I love Scream 5 and 6, but it definitely was missing something. Um, and I just have faith in everyone involved in Scream 7. We have Because Movies here. Welcome to the stream. Hey, Derek. Yes, I think it's possible for Jill to be back. Will it happen? I don't know. Christopher also says Jill will return. I hope so. Josh says, been having to talk sense into the non-Jill believers. Christopher also says, Jill and Stu will be alive. It will be a surprise. No one is thinking it could happen, so it will be great. Yeah, yeah, like, I 100% think Stu is alive, but I've always said, like, if and when they hit us with Stu, my mind's gonna be blown. I'm gonna be in shock. I'm gonna be losing my mind. And then imagine, like, barely giving us enough time to even process Stu, and then also hitting us with Jill. I will short circuit. I won't be able to handle it. Like, I don't know. I'm just imagining sitting in that theater, like, I'm not gonna be okay. By the way, I see we have 47 people here right now, which is amazing. Thank you so much for hanging out. I appreciate all of you guys being here. Um, and if you don't mind, give the stream a like because it helps out the channel. And we have a super chat from Johnny. Thank you, Johnny. You said, when are you doing a stream with Craven? I don't know. We got to work it out. Um, we're gonna work on something. We've chatted about it a little bit. I don't know when it's gonna happen, but relatively soon. We have been discussing it. So stay tuned for that. I know most of you guys here probably know Craven Something Scary here on YouTube. Um, Big fan of his channel. If you don't know him, go subscribe to his channel, Craven Something Scary. We have collabed in the past, so if you want to go back on his channel and check it out, it was a while ago at this point. So you would have to scroll back a lot, but yeah, we're gonna collab soon. So definitely stay tuned for that. Thank you, Johnny, for your super chat. Let's see, where was I? Matthew says, no offense to the Sam fans, but I really feel like Scream 5 should have continued on with Kirby's story in 2022 instead of switching Kirby to sidekick and not main character like 4 intended. Yeah, it would have been cool to have Kirby in Scream 5. I think especially to like see her in Woodsboro. I wonder what her storyline would have been. Um I don't know if you guys know about the deleted scene in Scream 5 when the whole gang is at the police station waiting to be questioned by Judy, and there's like a police board behind them, and there's a missing person sign for Kirby. It says that she's missing. That scene was deleted, so I don't know if it's considered canon. It's probably not because she's an FBI agent, but yeah, I think Hayden Panettiere said that by the time she expressed an interest in returning, the movie was already so far into development that like they just didn't have enough room for her. So that's unfortunate. I would love to see the return of Joel the cameraman. He is one of my favorite characters, honestly. He's one of the funniest characters in the franchise. He apparently was in the original script for Scream 6, but once Nev Campbell dropped out, they kind of reworked the script and removed him. That would have been cool. Hopefully one day. Before they kill Gale, I would love to see Gale and Joel kind of team up again. Emma Roberts has a film with Matt Rife announced yesterday. It's called Marriage Material. I did hear about that. It's a rom-com, I believe. I also saw a rumor that Gale is supposed to have a kid in Scream 7. Maybe they cast Courtney's daughter to star as Gale's daughter. I don't know. I hadn't really heard that. I mean, I've heard fan theories that are like, what if Dewey and Gale had a secret kid or something? But I'm not crazy about that idea. Hey, Captain J, we have a super chat. Thank you so much. You said, how are you going to watch it? IMAX, 4DX, RPX, or what? I assume you're referring to Scream 7. I don't know. When I go to the movies, which is not often, I'm not I don't pay attention to like the different ways of watching a movie. I just watch whatever's in my theater. And I usually go to like a small theater, so I don't know, probably IMAX. But I don't even care. I just need to see the movie. Like I would watch the movie on my cell phone if I had to. If that was the only way I could watch Scream 7, that is what I would do. Thank you so much for your super chat, Captain J. And we have another super chat from Yuno. Thank you, Yuno. You said, hey Pam, I didn't get a notification, but luckily I was roaming around YouTube. How's your day been? Yeah, my day's been good. Thank you. Hope yours is too. But I was saying earlier, sometimes YouTube glitches and does not send out notifications. They need to fix that. It's so frustrating. But luckily you made it. We're only about 30 minutes in. I am planning to go for another 30 for my normal hour-long stream, but if you notice, I do have a goal that is going on in the chat, um, and we are 4 out of 10 for that goal, which you contributed to the goal, so I appreciate you. If we hit 10 $5 super chats within the next 30 minutes, I will go for an extra 30 minutes. So keep that in mind if you guys want a longer stream. But thank you, for hanging out and for sending in your super chat. And we have a $2 super chat from Johnny. You said, Pam, you can only choose one. Meet T Swift or Stu lives. First of all, thank you so much for your super chat. I appreciate you. But this is an easy one. This is a no-brainer. Stu lives. Like, duh. I love Taylor Swift and I would love to meet her, but like I don't plan on meeting her ever. Like, I am a fan, but I'm not like obsessed to the point where like I have to meet her. So I don't plan on doing that anyway. So Stu needs to live. I don't need to meet Taylor Swift. Um, that was an interesting question. Thank you so much, Johnny, for your super chat. Let's see. The chat scrolled away from me. Let me figure out where I was. I don't know why every time I click on a super chat, it makes me lose my spot. Hey, Cobra Edits. And now my chat is frozen. That's just great. Climinator says, I'm hoping Jill is alive too. You and me both. Do you think Scream 9 should be the last Scream? No, not necessarily. I love these movies, so I want to see them go on for a long time, as long as the quality does not diminish. As long as they can keep making good quality movies, let's keep it going forever. Why not? Alex says, a surprise that I want Scream 7 to contain is for Sam Carpenter to be revealed as a member of Stu Macher's cult. This would be even more shocking than Stu's reveal would be. That would be interesting to see. Something that I wanted to see in Scream 7 before Melissa was fired, when Sam was still going to be the focus of the movie, I wanted to see Stu trying to recruit her into the cult. And she would kind of like struggle with who she is. We know that she has like this darkness in her, with Billy being her father. And, Billy was Stu's best friend and his partner. And Sam is probably the closest he would ever get to like working with Billy again. So I would have loved to see him try to recruit her at least. Obviously that's not going to happen, but who knows? Maybe Scream 8. You guys know I want to see a cliffhanger with Scream 7 where Stu gets away with it at the end so that he can be in the full movie for Scream 8. And who knows, maybe Spyglass and Melissa will work things out. She can come back, even if it's for like not to be the focus of the movie, but like still have a part in the movie, and maybe Stu can try to recruit her. We have Tara Carpenter in the chat. Welcome. Hey, Jamie. Who Who wins in a fight, Jim Hopper or Roman Bridger? That is an interesting pairing. Um, I'm gonna go with Hopper just because I like him as a character more than I like Roman. Hey, Wayne. You said Scream 7 writing needs to be way better than 6. 6's writing was lazy, predictable, and full of plot holes. I agree. Definitely a lot of plot holes in Scream 6. And I also think it was very rushed. Like, you could tell that the movie was rushed. It only came out a year after Scream 5. I think they needed to take a little bit more time with it, which is why I think that's the reason why I can be so patient waiting for Scream 7 to come out, because I'd rather wait a little longer and have it be good than rush it and have it suck. Um, yeah, I already think Scream 7 is going to be way better than 5 and 6 just because we have Kevin Williamson directing. I know he's technically not credited as a writer for 7, but like there's no way that he's not having a say in what goes into the script. He's definitely giving his input. If there was something that he really wasn't happy with, I'm sure he would voice his opinion, and I'm sure that everyone else involved would welcome his input. I'm sure they want his input. So, yeah, I have high hopes for 7. Heather Langenkamp in Scream 8. That would be cool. Do you think Angelina Tyler comes back to the Scream franchise in the future? I hope not. She's one of my least favorite characters, honestly. I always say I find her boring and annoying. Is it possible for her to come back? I do think so, yeah. Um, who knows? Maybe one day. Um, Eunice says, I'm excited for Terrifier 4, like Scream 7. What do you expect from Terrifier 4? I am super excited for Terrifier 4. I never expected to like that franchise as much as I do. And it's so crazy how it's like really just like taken over pop culture recently. I love to see it. What do I expect for Terrifier 4? Um, well, spoiler alert if anyone here has not seen Terrifier 4, which if you haven't seen it by now, what are you doing? But spoiler alert, Jonathan supposedly dies at the end, but I don't think he's dead. I think he's alive. So I expect to see him in Terrifier 4. Um I hope, I don't know. I hope Sienna finally defeats Art, but like then will the franchise, like, obviously 4 is supposed to be the last one, but we know how these things work these days. Like, they're probably gonna reboot it one day or something, continue it like 5-10 years from now, whatever it's gonna be. So if she defeats Art, will they continue it? I don't know. Um, but I don't know. Sienna is such an amazing final girl. She's honestly pretty up there for me. Um, so I would like to see her finally kill him. Who would win in a fight, Mickey Altieri or Art the Clown? Definitely Art the Clown. What do you think of maybe a Jill backstory? I mean, I would love to get some, yeah, anything with Jill, like getting more of Jill. I would love that. Um, where's Jill's dad? Who's her dad? Why wasn't he in the picture? Did he die? Were her parents divorced? If they are divorced, or if they were divorced, where is he? Is he out there somewhere? How does he feel about his daughter being a killer? So yeah, like getting some more backstory about her, I would like. Um, Wayne says, lucky for me, I will most likely see Scream 7 approximately 4 days earlier than the US. That's what happened with 5 and 6. Um, I'm jealous if that's true. I wish. I've got to get invited to the premiere. That is my mission in life right now. That's my goal. I need to contact someone to get invited to the premiere. I need to see this movie as soon as possible. Um, Joel the cameraman or Kenny the cameraman? Damn, I love both, but probably Joel. I love Joel. He's funny. Yeah, Joel is definitely possibly the smartest character in the whole franchise. Not only is he the funniest, but well, at least one of the funniest, but he might be the smartest. Um, we have another super chat, another one from Yuno. Thank you, Yuno. You said if Dewey had never died, do you think he would eventually have had a child with Gale? What effect would that have had on the franchise? Well, honestly, at this point, I think Gale is too old to have a kid, at least a biological kid. Like, I suppose they could adopt. Um, so no, I don't really think they would have, because at the point of his death in Scream 5, like they're both relatively old. Um, and they were broken up. They were already broken up for a little bit. So even if they adopted, if that is how they would have had a kid, um, they were broken up. So I don't know. But, if he didn't die, maybe they would have gotten back together like they always do. But yeah, I don't really think they would have. So what effect would it have on the franchise if they did? I don't know. I really don't know. Like, maybe one day in the franchise, their kid would be one of the main characters going forward, which would be cool to see, but I just don't think kids were ever really in the cards for them. Gail is very career driven, so I don't think it would have happened. Thank you, for your second super chat and for contributing to the goal that we still have going. We are halfway through the goal, 5 out of 10. But the time for the goal is almost over. I think there's like 15 more minutes left for us to hit the goal. If we can get 5 more $5 super chats within the next 15 minutes or so, we'll do an extra 30 minutes on the stream. Thank you again, Yeah, hopefully Kirby can show up in Scream 8. I mean, who knows? Like, maybe we were talking about potential surprises left for 7. Maybe she'll have a little cameo in 7. It would be nice to see her and Sydney, reunite. They haven't seen each other since Scream 4. Hey, Angie, thank you for stopping by the stream. Let's see. Ray says, yes, I've seen that deleted scene. Same with Dewey showing up drunk at the bar to break up the fight between Chad and Vince. Glad they took that one out. Yeah, Scream 5 had quite a few deleted scenes. A part of me wishes they kept it, just to get a little bit more Dewey before he inevitably died. We have a super chat from Grant. Thank you so much, Grant. Thank you for stopping by the stream. We are now 6 out of 10 for the goal. Can we get there in the next few minutes? We have 12 minutes left to hit the goal. Thank you, Grant. I appreciate you. Thank you for always supporting the channel. Let's see. Favorite franchises outside of the horror realm? I love Harry Potter. Those are some of my favorite movies of all time. I also love The Hunger Games. I love Twilight. I'm a big Twilight fan. I was obsessed with it when I was in middle school, and all of the franchises that I just mentioned are like obsessions that I had in my childhood or like teenage years. So yeah, those are 3 that I am pretty obsessed with. Let's see here. My screen keeps freezing. Ray says, in your opinion, what are the chances that Dewey survived the attack and went into witness protection after faking his death? Is it too far-fetched? You know, I'm kind of torn on this. It wasn't until very recently, like my last live stream a week ago. Marcus from I Shot Him 6 Times, who I know a lot of you guys know, sort of convinced me of this. I always thought, you know, Dewey's dead. There's no way he's alive, because I always thought if he was alive, Gail would have mentioned it in 6. But, you know, like you said, what if he's in witness protection? What if he's still recovering from his crazy injuries and Gail didn't want anyone to know that he's alive to risk Ghostface going after him? So she just kept her mouth shut. I don't know. I do still think it's a little far-fetched, but like I think crazier things have happened, and I do think it's possible. Will they do it? I don't know. And we have a new channel member. Mr. Rick has signed up to be a channel member. I appreciate you. Thank you so much. Thank you for supporting the channel. If anyone else would like to become a channel member, the link is down below in the description. You get access to the fun scream emojis that you can use in the chat. Like on my videos, I always leave a comment of like a ghost face emoji or different characters. So Mr. Rick, you can now use those emojis in the chat. And then you also get access to some like videos that not everyone on the channel can view. So I appreciate you. Thank you so much for signing up. We have Heikel Hires in the chat. What is up? Let's see here. Derek says Stu definitely needs to live. I agree. Let's see here. Scream 7 will make Scream 5 better to rewatch. I have to agree with that because I think in Scream 7 with Stu's return, we're going to find out that Amber and Richie were in his cult. Same with Jason and Greg in Scream 6. I think it's going to connect some things that happen in 5 and 6. So I agree. I think going back to watch Scream 5, it'll be a lot better. Maybe Judy will be back in Scream 7 in a flashback with Dewey. You never know. Anything's possible. Yeah, that's another thing with Jonathan's kill in Terrifier 4. Why was it just off screen like that? Like, no, I'm sorry. Unless you show me a body where you can see their lifeless face, I'm not buying it. I've learned that to be the case in movies and TV shows. We have yet another super chat from Thank you so much. We are now 7 out of 10 for the goal. Can we get there in the next 7 minutes? I don't know. But thank you, You said if Dewey had never died, and if Sydney were to die in Scream 7 or 8, then Dewey and Gail could take care of her children in her honor. Could it work? Yeah, definitely. I feel like that is probably what would have happened for sure. You know, um, I wonder who are the godparents of Sydney's kids. Was it Gail and Dewey? I don't know. She lived far away from them, but like she could have made them the godparents. Who else in her life would be the godparents? She doesn't have any siblings. Maybe her husband has siblings, so then they would be the godparents, but I don't know. Well, actually, now that I just mentioned her husband, if Sydney died but her husband lived, he would just take care of their children. But if they both died, then yeah, I do think Dewey and Gail would be the ones to take care of her kids. And that would be very emotional to see. Thank you, for all of your super chats. And we have another one from Thank you so much. You were being very generous. You said, congrats on almost 17K. Thank you so much. I appreciate this. I am almost at 17K. Let's see what I'm at. I am at 16,929. So I have 71 to go until I get to 17K. Hopefully I can get there by this weekend, hopefully. If anyone here is new and you are not subscribed to the channel, please subscribe. Help me get to 17K. I am almost there. Thank you, for all of your super chats. We are currently at 8 out of 10 for the goal, but it ends soon. It ends in 4.5 minutes. If we can get 2 more $5 super chats within 4 minutes, we'll go an extra 30 minutes in the stream. Let's see. I wish Patrick Dempsey would have stayed on the cast as husband Mark. I am with you. I agree. It's such a shame that he is not in it. When that news broke, I honestly was like kind of devastated. But then shortly after that, we got the news about Scott Foley and Matthew Lillard all in the same day. So I don't even care anymore about Mark, honestly. I'm just happy Stu's back. And I'll never forget that day, finding out Scott Foley and Matthew Lillard in the same day. Oh my goodness, we have another super chat towards the goal from Yuno. Thank you so much. We now have one more to go for the goal, but we only have 3 minutes to meet it. If we can get one more $5 super chat, we will do an extra 30 minutes on the stream. But seriously, thank you so much. Like, I seriously appreciate you. And you're also a channel member, so just thank you so much for the continued support on the channel. I cannot even tell you how much I appreciate it. Hey Tristan. Oh, and I see Grant, you said to help with the goal. Thank you. I appreciate it. And I think we hit the goal. Yes. Oh my goodness. Thank you so much, you guys. Thank you, Mr. Rick, for helping me hit the goal. We did 10 out of 10 super chats, so we're going for another 30 minutes here. I appreciate you guys. Let's see. What did you say? You said I'm really excited for Scream 7, even more now there's going to be a Scream 8. Always liked your lily feet. What is that? Is that like a typo? Sometimes I miss. Is there like a continuation of your comment? I will look out for it in the chat, but yeah, I'm super excited for Scream 7. Especially, like you said, especially. Okay, you meant to say live feeds. Yeah. Thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yeah, especially now that we know that Scream 8 is greenlit, like that has me super pumped to see how Scream 7 is going to turn out. And I said in my video when I announced that Scream 8 was lit, does that mean Scream 7 is going to end on a cliffhanger? I think it's a lot more likely now. I don't know. It was always Kevin Williamson's plan to end on a cliffhanger. That was always kind of his vision. And now he's back. Will he carry out his vision? And the fact that on Production Weekly it says that he's directing Scream 8, maybe they want him to maybe they want to keep him on as the director for Scream 8 to keep it consistent. They can't just bring in another director to like finish out his vision. At least I hope not. So yeah, I am super excited. Thank you so much, Mr. Rick, for your super chat and for becoming a channel member today and for supporting the channel. Hey, King Bull, thank you so much. I appreciate you. Yes, if all 47 people here right now could give the stream a like, I would greatly appreciate that. Definitely helps out the channel. Gail needs to go this movie. Yeah, what do you guys think? Leave a comment in the chat. I asked this question on Twitter yesterday. Should Gail die in 7 or should she not? Should she live for another movie? I don't know. She's the only character that's been in all 7 movies. It might be her time to go. Blade Shelby says, "Found your channel a week ago. Love your work and theories." Thank you so much. I seriously appreciate this. Welcome to the channel. Glad to have you here. Let's see what else we got here. What if the opening kill is time travel? I mean, I would love to see a scene from Stab 5, you know? Marnie Cooper, or no, Jenny Randall in Scream 4 talks about how Stab 5 is the worst because it involves time travel, and we've never seen a clip of the movie. So I think that would be fun to see. And we have gifting 5 memberships. Thank you so much, That's seriously so nice of you. I can't see who was gifted. Okay, we have Atrol, Curtis, RJ, Derek, and Akuma. That's amazing. Thank you, for gifting those memberships. Anyone who received one, you can now use the fun emojis in the chat. Yeah, I don't know. I think it's more likely that Dewey is actually dead. So I guess we'll just have to wait and see. I do feel like he's just going to be a flashback. They did Judy wrong. Her death was very emotional. It was. But, these movies need that. We need to actually care about losing some of these characters. Otherwise, what's the point, really? King Bull says, "I think Gail will be the next to go in Scream 7, and it will be Stu that does it." Yeah, there was a time where I thought 100% she's dying in Scream 7. Now I don't know. I feel like it really could go either way. If and when she does die, I would like it to be Stu who does it. I think it needs to be someone, epic that has a connection to her rather than just some nobody that we don't care about. And that's kind of like with Dewey in Scream 5. I know they tell us that Amber killed him, but I think it was Stu. And also Gail's scene in Scream 6 is questionable. I think that was Stu. And it's interesting that the 2 legacy characters both had questionable scenes. So I think we're going to find out that both of those scenes were Stu. And when it does come time for Gail to go, I hope it's Stu. Because I just think it holds more weight if it's done by Stu. And if Gail survives 7, but also if Stu survives 7 and we get that cliffhanger and they both carry over into Scream 8, then he can kill her in Scream 8. So I don't know. But I agree. I think Stu should be the one to do it. If Gail dies, I wonder if someone else will pick up the mantle of writing books or profiting off the tragedy. That's a good question. I feel like probably someone's going to try to capitalize on that, and we'll kind of need like a replacement for Gail in a sense. I mean, no one can replace her, but yeah, I feel like someone will take over. Yeah, there's a lot of evidence for Stu being alive. if anyone here, I know most of you here have seen all of my stew videos, but if anyone is new and you're curious about all of the stew clues, I have a crazy amount of stew clues on my channel. I have a whole stew playlist. There's a playlist called Stew Mocker that honestly has, at this point, probably over 60 videos. Let me see if I can check how many stew videos. I have 75 Stew Mocker videos in my stew playlist. So if anyone wants to see all of the potential evidence, please, after the stream, go check out my playlist and binge watch all of my stew videos. And I see we have yet another super chat from Yuno. Thank you so much. I cannot thank you enough. I appreciate you. You said Jenna Ortega's Wednesday versus Tara Carpenter Ghostface. Ooh, Jenna Ortega versus Jenna Ortega. Well, honestly, I've never really seen Wednesday. I watched like the first episode. Couldn't really get into it. I'm gonna go with Tara. I feel like she's already kind of a badass, and if she was Ghostface, I think she would be even more like lethal. So I am gonna go with Tara Carpenter. You know, a part of me wanted to see her turn bad in Scream 7. I have a theory video on this also, if anyone wants to check it out. I posted it a long time ago at this point. You can just look on my channel for a video called Tara Carpenter Theory, where I think there were clues pointing towards her potentially becoming a ghost face. And I think it could have worked out really well. And it's a shame that that's not going to happen. Thank you, Yuno, for all of your super chats, for supporting the channel, for just being here and hanging out. Seriously, seriously appreciate it. Yeah, Scream 7 needs to end on a cliffhanger. It's never been done before. Yeah, exactly, Angie. I didn't see your comment before. I was pretty much just saying that. I would love for this to happen. We have a super chat from Percy. Thank you, Percy. You said who would win, Sam Carpenter Scream 6 or Stu Macher? Ooh. Well, I want to say Stu, but I feel like Sam would win because in Scream, the final girl always wins, you know? If Sam was going to be in Scream 7 and Stu was revealed in 7, she probably would have won at the end, unless it was like the cliffhanger where he does get away with it. But I do think eventually, like, if it was Sam and Stu in 7, but also going into 8, I do think Sam would have won eventually. Same thing with like Sydney and Stu. I think whether or not he gets away with it in 7, I do think Sydney will eventually kill him because that's just how it goes in the Scream franchise. Like, the final girl always wins. So I want to say Stu would win, but I do think it would be Sam. Thank you, Percy, for your super chat. Tristan says, how would you and everyone feel if Sabrina Carpenter plays Hannah or Holly in Scream 7? Is that supposed to be Sydney's other daughter? I mean, I would like it. I love Sabrina Carpenter. And, you know, there's been no mention of Sydney's other daughter. So, I don't know. I mean, I would like it. It would be fun if we could get Sabrina Carpenter and Jenna Ortega in a Scream movie together because they're really good friends. Ray says Gail will go out sacrificing herself to save someone. That's what I want to happen. I want her to die to save Sydney. I think that would just be a beautiful way to wrap up their relationship together, you know? They kind of went from hating each other to like Gail potentially dying for her so that Sydney can go on living for her family. I think that would be amazing. Gail dies on live TV. That would be pretty crazy. I I think that would be a great scene. Stu kills Gail while telling her he killed Dewey, revealing that for us finally. Ooh, that would be brutal. I would love that. Yeah, that would imagine. Ooh, I would cry. Like, if Gail dies, finding out that Stu killed Dewey. Oh my god. And there's nothing she can do about it. Like, she can't kill Stu because he's actively killing her. Oh my god. They did Dewey dirty. They need to do a flashback scene and show us that it was Stu who killed him, and he has always been the mastermind behind all the previous ghost faces as the leader. That is exactly what I want. I think that's what we're gonna get. I think you know, I would love to see a flashback to find out that Stu killed him. Um, even if we don't get a flashback, I definitely think we're gonna find out that Stu killed Dewey. We have yet another super chat from Yuno. Thank you so much, Yuno. You are on fire today. You said, just imagine the bloopers on set with Jenna and Sabrina. I can't even. Would be so dope. That would be funny. They are both funny people. I mean, Sabrina Carpenter is honestly hilarious. And I just love that they're friends. I love their dynamic. I'm sure you just saw like photos of them at the Met Gala and the after parties. I just think they're so much fun. And I love Sabrina's music video with Jenna. So yeah, we need to get them in a Scream movie together. I would love it if Sabrina was the opening kill. Like that would be great. I think she would be a good opening kill. Um but if she's the opening kill, I don't know if like Tara would be there for it, you know? If Tara ever even returns, but yeah, I do think Sabrina would make a good opening kill. Thank you, for your super chat and all of your super chats. Hey, DJ. Yep, I think Stu attacked Gail. I think there's a lot of clues in that scene. That's another video that I have on my Stu playlist if anyone here wants to check it out. My question is how Amber even got to the hospital. No way she walked to it and risked being seen in the Ghostface outfit. What if Chad drove her there since Richie wasn't there yet? I don't know. I mean, obviously, I don't think that was her at the hospital, but she probably has a car. We don't know. We didn't see her driving. I'm assuming most kids in Woodsboro have a car. Although I don't think Jill had one. Kirby was always picking her up for school and to go to Kirby's house. So I don't know, but Kirby, uh, Kirby, I mean, what am I talking about? Amber could have had her own car, I suppose. Gale Hailstorm would be a suitable replacement for Gale Weathers. Imagine. Yeah, it's kind of on my list of things to watch Wednesday, but I don't know, I've just never gotten around to it. But yeah, I know season 2 is coming soon. Thank you, Yeah, I have a Tara Carpenter theory video about her becoming Ghostface. Yeah, I think it would have been a shocker. Joel will have to follow in Gale's footsteps. I don't know. He might be too smart for that. He might know that if he takes over as Gale's role, he'll be a target going forward. Dove Cameron as Leslie Macher's daughter and Vince's sister. I don't know. I mean, we don't even know if Leslie has a daughter. I'm sure she would be good in the role, though. Hey, Marcus. How you doing? I brought you up earlier in the stream because someone asked me if I think Dewey could still be alive and in witness protection program. And I mentioned how I really was not on board with this until my last stream where you kind of convinced me of this. But I'm kind of torn. I don't know how I feel about it, but you also said we need a Randy return, and I have just the way to bring him back with a twist. Mr. Burns' plotting face. Well, let's hear it. What is the twist? How do we bring him back? Other than like another videotape or a flashback. I would love to see another videotape. Percy thinks Stu would win. Was that against Sam? I mean, that would be crazy. Stu honestly needs to be more dark and chaotic, maybe even manipulative. Yeah, I definitely think he's going to be darker for sure. He's not the same 17-year-old kid. He's probably like what, 50 at this point? I don't even know. But he's much older. He's had time to like calm down a little bit. I do want to see a little bit of that goofiness poke through. We need to get a little bit of that Stu that we know and love, but mostly, yeah, I think he needs to be a lot darker. And I'm sure he will be. We have yet another super chat from Thank you so much. You said pick your Ghostface team to take down a gorilla. List your top 5 strongest picks first. That is so funny. Someone asked that in last week's stream. I don't remember if it was you or not. 5 ghost faces to take down a gorilla. I mean, I'm gonna have to go with all of my favorites, which would hands down be Billy and Stu. They are the best ghost faces. And then I gotta go with Jill and Charlie. Well, you know what? Okay, I take that back. I am going with Charlie because he's he has like the most brutal kill under his belt. I take back Jill because she really, in my opinion, she didn't do any of the killing. So I don't know how strong she is. Although, I mean, she beat the crap out of Dewey and Sydney in the hospital. So maybe I'll go back with Jill. All right, so Billy, Stu, Charlie, and Jill. Who would be my fifth? Probably I'm gonna go with Mickey because he's crazy. Um, those are my 5 ghost faces to take down a gorilla. Thank you, Yuno, for all of your super chats. Greatly appreciate you. And we have a super chat from DM Haynes for $20. Thank you so much. I seriously appreciate it. Very generous. You said, how do you feel about a Scream TV series where we follow a vigilante Ghostface main character who kills other killers and criminals? Seattle-based story with a main character who comes from money and a law enforcement background. That is very interesting. Honestly, I would love it because anything Scream related, I will love. And the concept of a vigilante killer is very much like Dexter, and I love Dexter. So yeah, I am all for this. And honestly, like, this is kind of something I wanted to see from Sam Carpenter. Like, if Sam was going to be in Scream 7, I would have liked to see her explore her darkness. We know that she kind of struggled with it. But obviously that's not going to happen. But like seeing Sam or anyone kill other killers, that would be interesting. Seattle based would be interesting. Someone who comes from money and a law enforcement background. Ooh, yeah, so that's kind of giving me Dexter vibes. Like his father was a cop, so he has that knowledge of like how the police work. So yeah, I would absolutely love this. I bet one day down the road we'll get some kind of like spin-offs and like other stuff, a potential TV series if they're ever done with the movies one day. Yeah, maybe we'll get another TV series one day. Thank you so much, DM Haynes, for your super chat. I seriously appreciate it. Thank you for your support on the channel and just for being here and hanging out. We are hanging out for just a few more minutes. About 6 more minutes we're gonna do. Let me see. I'm gonna try to get to as many more people as I can, but it's very difficult to get to everyone. I wish I could. If I could stream all day, I would, but unfortunately I have other responsibilities. Hold up. My laptop keeps bugging out. Matthew says, I feel like Stu should kill Sydney's dad in 7 to piss her off even more. Yeah, I mean, that would be crazy. I mean, so we have that deleted scene in Scream 4 where Dewey says to Gail that Sydney's dad died, but that is a deleted scene. So is it canon? I don't know. I think they could choose to ignore it if they wanted to, which I think they should. I would like to see Sydney's dad return and yeah, like have him get killed. You know, Sydney needs stakes. So, ooh, I see Marcus is gonna be on Craven's channel tonight. Nice. I will definitely tune in. Um, Craven something Pammy collab when? Soon. I don't know. We're trying to work it out. Um, yeah, we've chatted about it briefly. But I was saying earlier in the stream, we have collabed before, but a long time ago. So if you guys want to go back and check that out, you can, but definitely stay tuned. I will be on Craven Something Scary's channel sometime soon. You only need Ethan Landry to take down that gorilla. Hard disagree. Ethan sucks. You guys know how I feel. How many Deweys it would take? I don't know, man. As much as I love Dewey, he's not that good at like taking down the killers. But if he had his gun, I suppose he could just shoot down the gorilla. So maybe it would just take one Dewey. It's so funny that we're discussing this. Marcus says Kirby and the FBI are protecting Dewey. And I'm actually revealing the twist in my Randy Theory video I have releasing after I'm done destroying the steak and rice. Nice. I am looking forward to it. I will definitely tune in to your video. You have some great theories. Bye, Joshua. Thanks for hanging out. I think I'm going to stream tomorrow as well. So hopefully you can make that one. Who Killed Who, Scream 5 and 3 coming? So I know I have to do Scream 5. You guys keep reminding me like every stream, and I always say I'm going to do it and then I don't. I promise that I will one day. I just don't know when. And Scream 3. So the reason I never did a Who Killed Who in Scream 3 is because there's only one killer. You guys know, I mean, I know there's theories that like Stu was involved, maybe Angelina was involved. But I don't know. I don't know if I want to go that route. Maybe one day. Like, I don't know. Maybe if I rewatch the movie and I kind of like examine the scenes and think to myself like Roman couldn't have done this one, maybe it was Stu, maybe I'll do it. Or maybe honestly maybe it won't be until after Scream 7 comes out, and if we find out that Stu was Roman's secret partner but we don't necessarily find out who he killed, maybe I'll have to go back and like do a Who Killed Who for Scream 3. I don't know. But Who Killed Who Scream 5 will come one day. I can promise you that. I just can't promise you when. We have yet another super chat from and it is a $20 one this time. You, my friend, are being insanely generous this stream. I seriously appreciate you. You said, what if Sam Carpenter unexpectedly returned in Scream 7 toward the end to help? Imagine a revenge-style one-shot scene where she walks down a hallway, swiftly killing every member of the cult, one by one except for Stu. Wow, that would be badass if she did that. Um, but I don't know, like, will she unexpectedly return? I think it would be crazy in a good way, and I think fans would lose their mind. Um, I also think it would be funny that all of the Melissa stans out there who are boycotting Scream 7 would all have to rush to the movie theater the second that they find out she's back. Um, but I don't know, like, could Spyglass and Melissa have secretly worked something out? I don't think it's likely, honestly. And do they have the budget for it to pay her? You know, they obviously had to pay Nev Campbell a ton of money. I'm sure they paid Matthew Lillard a ton of money, and this cast is stacked. The cast is so large. So would they want to work things out with Melissa? I really don't know. I don't know. I don't think so. Um, but I would love it. I would love it if this happened. I think it would be a crazy twist. No one would see it coming. Um, I think fans would eat it up, and I would love it, but I just don't see it happening. But seriously, thank you, for all of your super chats. I cannot thank you enough. Seriously appreciate it. What time tomorrow? I don't know. Maybe around the same time as today, like an early one, or possibly my usual, like, later at night. I really don't know. It depends. That's why I always say, like, make sure you turn on all notifications, because I don't really plan these things ahead of time. I don't know when I'll get a chance in my day to hop on here. Um, so yeah, just stay tuned. I think I'm definitely gonna stream tomorrow because I don't think I'll be able to all weekend. I don't think I could do Friday, Saturday, or Sunday stream, so I really wanna stream tomorrow. Um Hey, Chocolate Ice. Thank you for stopping by. Unfortunately, we are getting ready to wrap up. We've gone for an hour and a half, which is crazy. Thank you so much, you guys, for hanging out with me. Um, yeah, Scream 3. I think it could make a lot of sense to have Stu in it. That's what I hope we're getting in Scream 7. Flashbacks with Roman and Matthew Lillard to find out Stu was his favorite, I mean, secret partner. Hey, Kayla. Thanks for stopping by. Um, thank you, Nicholas. Yeah, I'm almost at 17K. So if anyone here is new and has not subscribed, please do so. Help me get to 17K. I'm hoping I can get there by the end of this weekend. I'm less than 100 away from 17K. I'm hoping to be beyond 20K by the end of the year. I think we can do it because I tend to get a lot of subscribers when I'm posting about Dexter, and Dexter comes back in July. So when I'm doing my weekly recaps for the episodes and stuff, that should get me a lot. So I'm hoping I can go go past 20K by the end of the year. Thank you, King Bull. Thanks, Ray. Thank you so much, Percy. Um, all right, we're gonna call it. Thank you, Marcus. I seriously appreciate you guys for hanging out with me for the past hour and a half. Always a blast talking about my favorite movies with you guys. Like, what could be better? Thank you so much for all of your comments, questions, and thank you so much for all of the super chats, you guys. We had a lot of super chats this stream. So again, just thank you so much to because you killed it. But also thank you to DM Haynes, Percy, Mr. Rick, Grant, Johnny, Captain J, Silver Princess, and Zork for all of your super chats. We hit the goal this stream, which is amazing. Also, just a reminder, I already said in the beginning of the stream, I had 2 new screen videos out from yesterday and today. So if you have not seen them yet, please go show them some love. Give them a like, leave a comment, let me know your thoughts. But thank you again for hanging out with me. I hope you guys have a great rest of your evening, and I will see you guys next time.